Good morning, everybody. This is Zach Spryzak, the athletic director at Troy Athens High School. I really appreciate you coming to this Saturday morning meeting. It's super important. I have all of our coaches here. All of our every sport is represented here. Just to start of the year meeting that I think is really important, just to talk about injury prevention, talk about introduce our athletic trainer, all things that are really important to making sure that our student athletes and spectators are safe through this year. The first thing I want to start off with saying is our first tryouts for fall sports will start in only a couple weeks. And the number one thing our athletic trainer and any coach knows is that we cannot let anyone try out for in a sport of ours without a completed physical by a certified doctor. Now, I have seen issues where people have tried to bring in physicals done by their chiropractor or a physical therapist, and those will not work. They must be done by a doctor. Next, I would like to talk about our coaches and our athletic trainer are all CPR and first aid certified. Obviously, our athletic trainer is, but I think it's really important for all of our athletic staff to be certified. You never know at the high school level here. We have less bodies. We don't have as many athletic trainers. They can't always be at our practice. Sometimes sports overlap and there could be an open gym for basketball while there's a football practice going on and our athletic trainer can't be there. So I find it really important that Coach Scott will be there, will be certified in CPR and first aid in case of an emergency happens. Always want to check our boxes. Next, we also have an AED. We have a few AEDs in all of our athletic facilities. Super important as well. I know that's been a huge issue in a lot of different states of having enough AEDs in case of, again, an emergency happens. And we have the correct number and the correct amount in the right spots. And they also are all of our athletic personnel know how to use that technology as well. Just another thing that we need to be cautious about and just to help you, the parents, feel a little safer about your kids participating in athletics here. Next, I have full confidence in our athletic trainer. He's been working here for 15 years. He's been certified athletic trainer for just about 20 years now. And I've never had an issue with him not replying to a parent or a student athlete about an issue they may be having. If for some reason this happens, you can always contact me. And I work in the school from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. That's the best way to contact me, through email or my office phone, which I put down on the handouts that I passed out at the beginning of the meeting. Our athletic trainer, his name is Brian Baines. He can be reached at 414-680-9432. Super important to save that number either in your phone or write it down right now while you're I know a few people are taking notes. And he says that you can reach him at any time. There's been times people have called him at 2 a.m. after getting out of the emergency room, and he really just cares if all of our student athletes are safe. And he loves any updated information you can give. His email is also on that pamphlet. Next, I want to talk about some of the common injuries that we have through our sports, just because I really, like I said, I want all of our student athletes safe through this entire year. The less injuries we have, the more that we can prevent, the better for me, better for Brian, better for everyone. If you're a football player, if you ever have an issue with your head or neck, those are two, that's just something that you don't want to deal with. I know I've met many players with CTE, other issues with their head, their neck, been paralyzed, and it's super important. I've had multiple meetings with our football coaches here, Josh Hepner, that that our football helmets and all their padding is up to code and it's all safe. We've bought new equipment as well, and I think we've done everything we can to prevent that. And I know he will be teaching the correct strategy. He's a great coach. It'll be great. Next, for any soccer players, we do play on turf. I know there's been articles and different things written about that's bad on your knees. There's more of a chance to tear your ACL, stuff like that. there's no real physical proof that I've found. I've talked to our athletic trainer, and but we still are going to be cautious about it. And if there's ever a problem with that, again, go to Brian, and he'll be able to help you out. Last, for basketball players, we know that the foot and the ankles, a lot of that, those get hurt all the time. Sometimes you think it's just a little bruise or a little bump, but really the last thing we want to do is have an injury, come back too early, and now you're hurt and you're limping for an extra 3 or 4 weeks. We want to, if you get hurt, let's get you healthy as quick as we can. And as soon as it's okay, we're going to put you back on the court and playing. And the last thing I want to go over, of course, is for all of our spectators and student athletes, it's super important that our fields, our courts, our gyms, our bleachers are all up to code. I want to make sure that everything is safe. We have very little spillage, maybe sharp objects that might be in the bleachers. I make checks on that once a week. It's either me or our assistant athletic director, Derek, and him and Brian will both introduce themselves at the end of this meeting, and you can talk to them. But it's super important. I have a checklist of everything that needs to be checked in our gym, on our baseball fields, holes, the lawn is mowed, just a bunch of different stuff. And I'm constantly meeting with our coaches, and they're telling me if there's an issue. And like I said, I just want to do everything that we can to prevent any injury or being hurt in any sort of way. Obviously, injuries do happen. It's part of sports. But I hope this meeting will put a little ease on you and know that our athletic administration really cares a lot about our student athletes and your children. And last thing we want is for something that could have been preventable to end up hurting someone at our school. Thank you very much. Brian and Derek will introduce themselves, and hopefully I covered everything, and we'll go over questions at the end. Thank you again for coming to this meeting.